Hello my friends, this is Diane. I'm going to do just a one signature journal next. Just something I can do that doesn't take too awfully long. And I pulled out this digital set that I had printed quite a long time ago from Elsie Bell's bookshelf, and it's called Nature. It looks kind of grungy, but it does have green in it, so it looks like a summer kind of a look to it. It's got sunflowers and ferns, and so I'm going with a summer woodlands theme. Like I said, it's pretty rustic, but I want it to be summery too, so not too dull. It has 5 pages, and I'll just show them to you quickly. It looks like field notes or something, or a bulletin board with pins and things, like making notes about what you're finding in nature. But there are bits of yellows and reds and greens. My printer messed up again. Why do I only have 4 pages? I should have 5. Oh, it's got to be here somewhere. Here it is. So I cut one out and folded it so I could get the cover the right size. I have these grungy papers from Lorna tailor-made journals that I was printing on the back, and my printer messed up, so it pulled them out wrong, like together or something. It does that sometimes. Pulled those out together, and then it printed on 2 plain white pages instead of printing on the backs of these. So I'm going to have to fix those up somehow. But you get those 5 pages. There are 2 envelopes like that. I'll have to fold them up. They're just small little envelopes, and I really love these. I want to use these to decorate the cover, and that's what I'm hoping to do today. They are not cut like perfectly straight. That's what I'm trying to say as I'm looking. They're curvy, jagged, and I like them. I like the images. There's a fern. Isn't that pretty? That's bright spring green. And some journaling cards, all kinds of gorgeous images. And then I pulled from my stash some fussy cut and die cut flowers in mostly yellows, sunflower images, and some of them are small and some are big. I don't know if I'll use one that big, but I wanted to pull them out. And I have one red one. Some of them are Tim Holtz flowers. I have some butterflies. I have more that I can get if I need them. I just got a couple out. Some of these flowers are fussy cut from Eclectic Eggplant. And some greenery. I got some leaves and some ferns. They're all from Eclectic Eggplant. There's another butterfly. Don't really want the hummingbird. And I have some birds. These are Eclectic Eggplant, and these are from a book. So I might use some of those. And then I got out some green ledger paper, some Edith Holden pages that I want to use. I also have a bunch of botanical book pages. Edith Holden from the summer months, and this is wildflowers, but the wildflower images were big, and I just brought out the text pages that I can use maybe. And those are the wildflower images. So I'll deal with them later. And I found this little pack of, I'm sorry, my As soon as I started the camera, my throat started itching. Stickers. Somebody gifted those to me, I think, because I don't buy stickers. But they are trees and pine cones, but they are not the fall. Usually when I do a Woodlands journal, it's a fall color story. So I got into my Woodlands stuff to see if there was anything that would work for a summer Woodlands, and I found this. So maybe I can use that. And I found this too in the botanical section, Wildflowers of America, so I might be able to use some of these. And I got out a little bit of burlap. This is a nice soft, not really rough burlap, and this one is one of the rougher, looser weaves. So what am I going to use for a cover? I was going to use a file folder, and then I found this one when I went to get my file folders. I found this one, which used to have my Miss Lady Faye printables in here, but I just made that journal. So I got this out and brought it over to my table, and then I realized that my kit that I'm using, was stored in this folder. So I'm using this one. Doesn't really matter. They are both the same. So what I did was, so far, I trimmed my page and folded it so I would know how big I want my cover to be. I want it to be a little bigger than the page. So let me show you on this one what I did. I wanted it to be 5.5 this way and 8 1/4 this way. But instead of cutting it at 8 1/4, I decided to fold it and make a pocket here. So I just got out my scoreboard. This is not straight because this is up against it, and at the bottom it's not right up against it. So it wasn't cut straight. But this is what I did. I just scored at 8 1/4. Score it at 8 1/4 and fold it up. And burnish it. The writing and labels and stuff, of course, will be covered. And then I cut this part to 5.5. So it doesn't want to fold very neatly here. It's too bulky right there. So that's what we're going to fix right now. And then we're going to decorate the cover. So I'm just going to see where the, what is that called? Scoring is for the folder. I'm just going to cut that section right out. Didn't have to cut it that wide. Actually, I shouldn't have done that because that's all on this side. So we're going to switch to this cover. What I want to do is maybe cut. There's 3 score lines. I'm just going to cut on the score line that's closest to the center fold. Right down to where it's folded up. And then I will just eyeball it and cut another section off on the other side of that fold. And cut this piece out. And I will round the corners, but first I want to cut this to 5.5. Whoops. Knocked over my scoreboard. Cut this to 5.5 inches. Let's do it this way. So this is the center fold. I need that to be at 5.5 inches. And I can make tags and cards out of those pieces. So now this is the right size again. And I'm going to round the corners of these pockets because these flaps will be pockets. I'm just kind of figuring this out as I go, as you can tell. I didn't do a prototype. Okay, so now it folds nicely without that extra bulk there. Now we can focus on the cover. I decided I wanted to use a couple of these rough cut cards for the front cover, like that. And I want something behind them. So that's one reason I went looking for my burlap. I think I will use a little bit of burlap behind it. So I want these journals, this journal, I'm only making one, I want it to be rustic, but summery. So not too dark and dismal, just rustic, like you're out in the woods. I can cut it smaller if I need it. We want the nice fringy edge. Just use a pin to help pull those threads out. This is a much tighter weave. I don't even know if this would be considered burlap, but it looks like burlap. But it's softer and tighter than what you normally find in a burlap. Ooh, scratch my mat. I'm thinking I want to sew around that with a dark thread, but I don't have my machine threaded. So I might not be able to glue everything down. Because I think that would look better to have a dark thread going around that. What else can I put on the cover though? don't know if I want to add a piece of a different color of burlap. This is a vintage piece. Got this at a flea market several years ago. It was fun. I got different colors of burlap from this crafty lady who was selling all her craft supplies. Yeah, I guess that looks okay. Now we need some accents. It's too big. I think that looks okay, but I think it still needs something else. That helps. And I'll ink these. There's a lot of weight on those fussy cuts, so I will ink them. And stitch around the burlap. Let's see what other things are here. So we've got a date label, some tape. I want to pull some things from these pages and maybe add to the covers. It's not all just things you'd find out in the woods. So I could add some of my cellophane tape, my old cellophane tape, and a label with a word on it. Let's see. First of all, I'm just going to ink around this. I think what I'll do here is use my Distress archival ink. That way it won't rub off, because this is kind of got a finish to it. And I want, maybe I'll use this darker one. I want the ink, the color to go all over, to kind of tone down that bright green. This is ground espresso. See how it looks. Now I'm just using the vintage photo. I also have a little bit of fringy trim that I could use just to accent. I don't know where I'll end up putting those. And then I will look for a word. Not sure where all my little cutout words are right now, but I will look for one that I can put on here. So that's a good start. I would glue this all down right now, but I want to sew around the burlap. So then I didn't take a picture of that, but I can watch the video. I'll do the inking on the back side, and I'm not sure what else I'll do to the back. I will ink on the inside, and I could do something like put one of these on each pocket. I'm just looking for something that has the right colors. I like this yellow, but it's got the purple, and I don't want the purple. This one would work. Oops. So I could put those there. And I'll probably put some paper covering the back. Maybe I'll cover this part with paper too. That's a start. I don't think I'll need any scrapbook paper in here because I'll have 5 of these sheets and 2 of these, and I'll get a couple of coffee dyed paper, and I have botanical book papers that I can use. Oh, I was thinking of putting this. This is what I was going to do. I was going to put this on the front, the June, and then put July on the back. And then put my things on top of it. Let's see how that looks. I'm just going to fold that. So something like that. I would be covering most of it up though. Yeah, you're really only seeing the edges. I don't want to waste my Edith Holden paper. But I could do the back with one of those. Probably this one because it has a pretty illustration on it. So, yeah, that's a good start. At least getting me started with ideas on what I'll be doing with this. Lots of journal cards I can use. This could be a pocket. Any of these could be a pocket too. And then I have lots of botanical pieces and images from books and stuff that I could make more ephemera if I need to. I haven't looked at my fabric to see if I have any fabric I want to use. But I just want to get an idea of the size of the envelope. So I could tuck this into a pocket, or there's a little bit of a gap here. I could tuck it into a pocket or clip it to the edge of a page like that. Well, I think that's all I'm going to do right now, because I want to do the sewing here and just kind of figure things out. I was hoping to glue stuff, but I guess I wasn't prepared for that. So the next time you see this cover, it will probably be finished. The cover at least, and then maybe we'll work on pages together. We will see. Hopefully I'll make a tag or two for Tag Tuesday using some of these embellishments. So I hope that you are interested in this journal and watching it come together, and that you'll stay tuned. Have a creative day today. Bye-bye.